Hey peeps. So it's been a very long time since I've done one of these videos. God, since the birth of my son, I think, yeah, 2 years ago. I've really not made many videos. Things have been quite chaotic and a lot of things have changed off camera. As you can see, my background is a little bit different. But yeah, aside from a couple of the furniture DIY project videos I've done and my euphorbia and zigzag cactus videos, I really haven't done much because time and life got in the way. And not only that, I'm not gonna lie, but my confidence got a little bit knocked. Shouldn't have let it get to me as much, but there was a little bit of stupid drama from some stalkers on my YouTube channel, and yeah, it just got me down a little bit, but fuck 'em, I'm back. Anyway, so on to more positive things. My background is different because, as you might have guessed already, I've moved and I'm finally out of that awkward little place that I was in with very minimal space to keep my plants, and not the best of back gardens, but the back garden nonetheless. So in this new place, I have a lot more open space and light to keep my plants happy. However, I have made some dramatic cuts to my collection and I have Marie Kondoed the hell out of them. And from about, I think at most I had about 75 plants. And for the last few years they've been hovering at around 50. And now I'm down to 28. So I have really made some dramatic cuts. So there's a lot of plants that you've seen before that you won't be seeing again. Because I've decided in this new house I have a massive garden, so I'm not going to have as much time to tend to my houseplants. Not only that, but the ones I have are the ones that I really want to keep long term, and I don't want to be overcrowded with plants just for the sake of saying I've got a lot of plants. So the ones I have kept are special and they're going to be sticking around long term, and I'm really going to be giving them the love and attention they need over the years. And then maybe once I figure out what's going on with the garden a little bit, I will make some videos on that, because I've got some big plans. We're getting some chickens, we've got a goldfish pond out there which is really cool. And we're also going to be starting a vegetable garden here, so maybe I can make some videos on that. So now that the update is done and my son is asleep and I have some time finally, let's get on with the house tour, and I will show you the remaining plants in my collection and how they're doing, and yeah, maybe give a little bit update if you're curious about one of them. Anyway, on with the tour. So let's start with my Ripsalis. These are the three that I've got. This started out as a small pot of, well, not really that small of a pot, but it was a lot of cuttings in this pot, and this is what's grown. I think I've shown this before on house tours, but I've not really spotlighted it that much because, yeah, it's been growing and doing its thing, and I kind of forgot about it, but yeah, this is the result. And it actually flowered for me for the first time this Christmas, yeah, over Christmas, and it's only just stopped with the flowers now. So you can see this one here that's just dying off, and there's one that's fallen off there. And if you look around the back here, you can see those little berries, those green balls there. Those are going to turn into little red berries. You can see that there's the last little bit of the dead flowers on the ends of those. So if you've got one of these mistletoe cactuses, I think that's what this Ripsalis, well, that's a bit of a tongue twister, is commonly known as, and that's why. So you can look forward to those if you've got this type. I know there's like quite a few types of Ripsalis, and I'm not all that versed or educated on the names. I know there's some different types of them, and this is just one of them. So, and this is another type, which is very similar, but it's not quite as chunky and furry as this one here. It's a more delicate version of it. It's very similar, but it's a different type. And this is a small pot of cuttings that I took from my stone pot planter one, which I had to give away because I just don't have the space for it here. It made a cut. It was a painful one, but had to be done. Anyway, this is what I took from the Ripsalis that was in that planter, and it seems to be doing well. You can see some new growth, the lighter green stuff there. So I'm just letting that do its thing. And this is the original cutting of Ripsalis that I had. Again, it's a different type. I think this is the Dancing Bones one. And this started out as just a couple of pieces that I've been chopping and propping over the last, I think 6 years. And this is what it's grown into over that time. So I'm quite proud of this one, because this one I know I've definitely got in my earlier tours, so if I can remember in editing when I'm uploading this video, I'll try and link some early videos of this down below so you can see exactly how it started, which really wasn't that big at all. So yes, those are my Ripsalis, and don't they look lovely there on the mantel shelf? And over here is my rather gorgeous looking ponytail palm. And again, I got this one in a pot of 3, so it was quite small and scrawny when I got it. And again, I'll try and find the first video I made of it and link it below if you want to see how this one started. But as you can see, over the years, it's gotten quite bushy and much bigger, and it just looks gorgeous. I gave away my other larger ponytail palm again because I didn't really have the place for it here, and to be honest, I like the smaller one a little bit better, so this is the one that made the cut. So moving on to the first windowsill here, got 7 plants on this one. So I've got Orco, who's just chilling there, still no flowers, but he's cool. My Hummel's Ghost Jade, which started out as a cutting, and if you've been following my videos, you'll know just how far this one's come. And my gosh, is he looking really healthy. I've had to put a bamboo stick there because he was getting a bit top heavy, but I'll have to do a jade plant update soon. But he seems happy there. And this is my I forget the name of this one. It's also another crassula or jade plant, but it's the one with the ripple leaves. I think it's the ripple jade, but I can't remember what the botanical name is. And this one started out as a small cutting, and it's slowly doing its thing. It's getting there. Not really much to say about these plants on here, but just showing them off. And this is Raisins. He gave me a solitary single bloom this year, but off camera I've had to give him a bit of a root trim because the roots weren't looking too healthy, so he's still got some there. And now he's hopefully going to regrow some and be a bit more healthier, in the root department anyway. But again, I'll have to do an orchid update, but again, at the moment there's really not been much to say about them that I haven't already said, but maybe I just do a general update at some point when this one recovers a little bit more. And this one's another crassula. This is my obliqua, the variegated jade plant, and this one started out as just a 4-leaf cutting, and this one grows very, very slowly, so by variegated jade standards, this one's doing quite well and growing at its own pace. So hopefully does something beautiful over the next few years. But yeah, that's what he's doing. And here we have Loopy, who's monstrously happy and healthy, and his roots are just bananas. See here, it's almost taken over the pot with its roots there. So he's cool. And over here is my what's it? It's not Sansevieria anymore. That's right. It's the Dracaena, or formerly known as the Sansevieria laurentii, the one with the yellow variegated strip here. And this one started out as just a couple of leaves or cuttings. So this one here and this one here and this one here. So, and it's grown some babies and looking a little bit more bushy now. So I had a bigger one as well. This is just the smaller parts that I split off from the bigger one, which again I've had to give away because of space reasons. But I like how this one is looking, and I like the fact that I've managed to recover some very scrawny cuttings, and hopefully that fills out into something healthier. I mean, it's already looking so much better than it did after I put it in this pot. And I'll try to remember to link the video below from when I did that one, so you can see just how well it's done. But yeah, I'm very happy with that one. And the other larger one I had of that, I donated to my doctors, so it's sitting in the waiting room now and looking rather happy and healthy, and also sprouting off more babies. But yeah, it was just a little bit too large for the place I have at the moment. And that's everything on this windowsill here, so we'll move on to the other side of the room. So over here I have my more prettier looking plants. And you'll spot straight away a new orchid, which was a gift from my father-in-law for the whole moving into the house. Outside, look, you can see our goldfish. I'll have to make some videos about this pond because I'm still learning about how to care for it. If you have any tips for looking after fish in ponds, then comment below. I'll be interested to hear your advice on them. But yeah, there they are, fishies. So back to the plants. Yes, so this is my new orchid. I've had him for about a month now, and he's gorgeous. He's got like these little purple freckles all over his flowers. Absolutely beautiful. So I hope it stays in bloom for a good long time because, oh wow, absolutely amazing. This is why I love orchids. So over here is my jade plant, and the last time you saw this guy I was giving it a hard prune, and as you can see it's really recovered well and bushed out and is looking a little bit more tree-like. So again, I'll have to do a video on my jade plants to put them all together and show you an update. But yeah, he's doing well. And that's another obliqua that I have. This is the larger cutting I've had, and I took the smaller cutting that's over on the other windowsill from this guy. But yeah, he's doing really well, and as you can see, he's starting to branch out a little bit here. He's starting to take a bit of a rudimentary tree shape, so I'm really happy with this guy here. Again, he grows slow, but I'm happy as long as he's growing, albeit slowly. I'm happy with that. Now, this is a new Crassula golem because I gave one away, and the one I had or decided to keep just rotted out on me because I decided to give it a trim and it didn't survive. So, well, just a small piece survived, but that's in the other room, which I'll have to get to in a little bit. But I will have to wait because my son is asleep in there at the moment and I don't want to wake him up. So I'll video that later, but it'll be magic of editing for you. Anyway, I'm waffling again. So this is a new Crassula golem that I've got, or skinny fingers, whatever you want to call it. And he's doing quite well. I've had him for about a year now, so he was a small piece. He's grown a little bit, so hopefully I see some more strong growth from him in the spring and summer, because these guys grow quite fast. And over here is my, again, Dracaena or Sansevieria cylindrica. And this was the baby that grew from this, which was a baby from the other plant I had. And they're just happy growing together like that. Not much to say there. There's the other Crassula tree, the twins. And you can see it's growing back from the hard prune I gave her. I think I went a bit too crazy with that hard prune, but I'm afraid I might have fucked it up a little bit, but I'm pretty sure I can salvage something. It's looking quite cool again, so we'll see, we'll see. Moral of the story is don't get too clip happy. But yeah, other than that, he's still looking cool. Now over here is my variegated Portulacaria afra, that's it. And this was a pot of just clippings and cuttings that I put all in together because they were originally in that large terracotta window box, the long rectangle one, and my dog kept digging in it, so I moved it to this one, and it's really been thriving since. It's starting to look so pretty now, so that's another update I'll have to do on my Portulacaria afra, because the other bonsai trees I have in the other room are also looking kind of cool. So over here we have my Christmas cactus, or oh shit, what's the botanical name again? Is it Schlumbergera bucklei or something? Oh, I don't know, I forget. But yeah, my Christmas cactus. And again, started from cuttings. And as you can see, it is really, 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 really doing well. I actually had flowers from it for the first time this year. Again, if I still have any pictures of it, I'll insert it into this video so you can see, because they gave off these beautiful magenta pink flowers. But yeah, it's really happy, and it's looking great now that it's starting to hang a little bit. There we go. Now, my Ficus benjamina. Looks so sad. So, what happened here? It had a shit fit. It started dropping leaves because I had to move it in the house that I was in before, and it started having a bit of a shit fit because it doesn't like to be moved. And then it finished having a shit fit after I moved here, so I trimmed it back. As you can see, it's basically bold on one side and a little bit sparse on the other now. But I've gone in, I've trimmed up, taken all the weedly, twiggy branches out, and hopefully, you can see it's already starting to regrow. So hopefully this ugly half-bold look is very temporary, and it doesn't take long for it to bush out and grow, so I'll have to do some update videos about this. And after it recovers a little bit from the pruning I gave it, I'm definitely going to be repotting it again, because Yeah, it's about that time. It's been what, 2, 3 years? No, wait, yeah. About 3 years, shit. So I really need to repot this because I've kind of neglected it. So come the spring, once I have a nice new pot for it and some more material, we'll take a better look at this guy. And hopefully he's looking a bit less bold by then. So moving on. So the last plants that I have in this room here is, of course, my beautiful Monstera Albo Borsigniana, I think, variegated Monstera. There we go. And you can see that I've got the humidifier on because in the old house it was in the kitchen and the bathroom was nearby. And in this house the kitchen is there, but it doesn't get the humidity that it used to get. So I've got a nice little aromatherapy diffuser here, and it also works as a humidifier. So it's keeping my Monstera happy. It's a little bit brown in places, but let's hope that doesn't get too bad. We'll see. And then we've got my Hoya Carnosa Compacta, aka Marley. Oh, he's just doing his thing. And my, what's this one again? Nerve plant, Fittonia, my Fittonia, which I put in this jar a couple of years ago. I think it was, hang on, let me check the bottom, 2019. And I've chopped it since because it was getting a little bit long and just replanted it, and as you can see, it's doing its thing. So here it's going to be getting a bit more light than it did in the old house. So I hope this doesn't grow as spindly and ugly looking as it was doing. So we'll see. So we'll move on to the other room. So last but not least, on the bedroom windowsill, we have 5. So over here we have the largest cutting I have of the Portulacaria afra. So it was this piece here that I trimmed back and gave quite a dramatic haircut and added them to the big pot in the living room that I just showed you. And as you can see, he's really quite a tall one. So hopefully this is a nice promising start to the bonsai. So far, I'm liking what I see. You can see where I've trimmed the top off here to encourage it branching out a bit, which really seems to have worked. And down here we have the last orchid, so I actually only have 5 orchids now. And my fairy castle cactus. Oh, he's actually done a lot of growing since I first got him. He came in one of those tiny little pots. There's like 2 plants kind of mushed together to make it look bigger than it is. So now it's much bigger than it was originally portrayed with its with the second plant in the pot, which I immediately split off and gave away. So I'm happy I did that because now I've just got one larger plant and hopefully it'll get bigger and bigger over the years. I always think these kind of cacti are cool. And last but not least, I have the sole surviving part of my original jade skinny fingers or golem, and it got a little bit broke in transport, so I've had to just snip it off to tidy it up here. But other than that, he's doing all right. Doesn't look so good right now, but he's doing all right. I'll have to give an update once he starts to look a little nicer or starts regrowing. And last but not least, we have The original piece of the Portula Carrieraphora that I ever bought. And you can see this one looks the oldest. It's all gnarly looking. I cut the top here, which became this. And everything else that I cut from this piece and the other piece over there is what I put in the big bushy pot in the living room. So once I cut here, it kind of branched out like that, and I wired it up so it kind of created this Y shape, and it was looking a little bit too spindly like that, so I then cut those two branches off to give it just this basic Y shape, and now it's starting to regrow and branch, so hopefully I get a really cool looking bonsai from that. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, anyway guys, that is my entire collection, all 28 of my plants. As I said, a lot has changed. A lot of plants have gone, but hopefully I can get some more exciting content and videos from work I do in the garden and things that I do with the remaining plants over the years, because I really don't see myself getting any more. I'm really happy with the ones I've got, and yeah, I just don't like the idea of having a overcrowded house with plants. I mean, if that's your thing, no shade, but yeah, I'm happy with 28 and a garden. Thanks for watching. It's, as always, it's much appreciated. Much love, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye-bye.